How's it going, guys? Andrew here.
And Connor.
Welcome to a reaction review, but for something kind of unique.
This is definitely unique. It's I think it's the first one in its history, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not mistaken. You know, Trolls 2 made history, and
this
so
I guess there's a little bit better history.
So did South by Southwest,
Ooh.
the festival
Rest in
that's
peace.
usually held in Texas.
Yes.
Decided not every film, but
No. Majority of them did not do
yeah,
it.
you can kind of tell with the roster that we
Yeah.
had. There was 35-ish like films, but there were 7 features that were presented on Amazon Prime if you were able to watch it.
Documentary and narrative.
There was 3 documentaries, 4 narratives. Connor and I have binged them the last pretty much 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, like the last 48 hours or so.
I watched 3 one day. I watched 1 yesterday.
Yeah, you started a little bit before me.
And then we watched 3 today. Connor technically watched 4 today. He watched 1 at like 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then we watched 3.
No,
No, it's 2. We watched 2. My bad. Anyways, I can't do math. So we're kind of just going to talk about them, what we think. There's really no order. We are saving our favorite for last, which is a mutual decision. We both saved it for last for the reason.
And second to last, our least favorite.
Yeah, our least favorite. So you gotta
stick around
for the full video.
Yeah, gotta guess what our top 7 is.
But just kind of to start off, this is really cool that they got to do this. I mean, it might not be the best films
No.
at all, but
Decent documentaries.
it
At least
was
2 of the 3.
2 of the 3 were really cool. There was one film we're going to talk about that is just
We're gonna actually barely talk about it if we're being completely honest here.
because the movie barely impacted us. But
Right.
it was a cool experience. I'm glad you told me about it.
Yeah. I
and-
mean, they announced obviously got canceled. Everything got canceled.
Everything.
And
It
like,
still
it
is,
really
so.
sucks because it was April. Like the festival's in April, and like right when it was about to go on, man, that
Damn.
really blows.
That
But
really sucks.
I was gonna say like we weren't gonna go anyway.
No.
You know, we weren't able to
We were
go.
gonna go to fucking Cannes.
Yeah,
So,
so cross our fingers if
Next
that
year.
happens. Who knows?
uh,
I don't think it's gonna happen this year. So
no, I don't think so either.
It's gonna be
Anyways,
too
I
late.
think we should dive in.
Dive straight into
Dive straight in to our first movie.
first narrative feature.
Fucking Selfie.
Selfie.
This is a foreign film.
Those things that millennials like to take.
It's a
Gen Zers.
French film anthology. There's 5 stories, so that means 5 different directors.
Yeah, 5 directors that we found out after we watched it.
And I will say, I kind of bashed it.
Yeah,
on Letterboxd.
Yeah,
And-
Andrew watched it before me, and I was kind of scared going in because he's like, I don't know about Selfie. I'm like, oh, no.
I still don't. My opinion really hasn't changed.
Right.
I like the opening bit.
Yeah, it's a decent,
It's
Kickstarter.
Like at first, it was kind of it was funny, but then like the very last line where the dad's like, "Wait, doctor, can you do it again? We weren't recording."
Can you run that back, Turbo?
I was like, that was funny, and then it just didn't work for me. It's like, okay, we know Twitter's the easiest way to talk to celebrities. We know how algorithm works and ads.
Yeah, I think you put it best. This was just way dated.
Yeah.
Like this script.
Like if this came out 12 years ago.
Yeah, I put it in my review. If this came out like 2012, might be like a work of genius.
Yeah,
ahead
and
of its time.
like people's like this would be ahead of its time.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not the case.
And at some point, I kind of would say also, I don't know if I've seen really an anthology film. Like it's obviously it's a foreign film, so it's a little different. Like if this movie was made in Hollywood today,
Right.
Obviously you would have a bunch of A-list actors, and it might be a little more entertaining because we like those actors.
Right.
Like it was really nice to watch all these movies and like not know a single person, even though one person showed up in 2 movies.
And this movie being one of them.
Yeah, this movie being one of them. And
This is a French film, by the way.
so when I was just watching it, I was kind of imagining like if this was made in Hollywood and it was A-list actors, would I be doing it a little bit more because I'd be seeing some of my favorite actors do these ridiculous things? And I think it would save the movie a little bit.
So like a less cringy movie 43.
Yeah, pretty much is what like this just like it kind of felt like movie 43, like not as ridiculous awful, but like the fact that like
not like shock humor.
It just kind of felt like the jokes were just always off, the direction was just always kind of off, the directing, like the look of the film just was very blah, and I don't know, I didn't buy into it, and the algorithm part really pissed me off. I just thought that was a really stupid story.
I think nothing truly pissed me off. If anything, it just like went on a little bit too long. Or
it feels like a 2-hour movie.
It does feel long, and this is the longest of the 7, so that helps, I guess, compared to like the less than 90-minute films we got. Everything else, this one's like 105 or 110 minutes. But I'd say the Twitter one is probably my least favorite because it just goes on too long. Like
I honestly thought it was going to be the whole movie.
Yeah,
like. I kind of like, because I don't know if I knew it was going to be an anthology film. And
I didn't know that either.
Because like I thought like the opening scene was just like a little bit, and then we got into the movie, like establishing technology, and then this, and then it was going, and then I was like, this feels like it's wrapping up, and then it's a new story. I was like, oh, and then I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, it's an anthology, okay, but and the dating app one, the guy's a fucking idiot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's just like a really bad dude to be your character for this sort of
Black
thing.
Mirror did it first. Like, when it comes to this, almost you can find something better talking about every story in here in a different source of media.
And I was telling you, Curb Your Enthusiasm, shout out, did a similar bit with Uber driver ratings.
Yeah, so I would say...
Yeah, better people have done it better.
Out of all of these films, I would say maybe watch it. You might enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
it's not like the worst thing you're ever gonna watch. Like it's just nothing like special.
The one that we don't like the most, nobody should watch.
No, so, and I'm shocked if anyone would like that up.
So let's move on to our first.
I don't know if that's the right word.
Documentary.
First documentary is the worst documentary.
It is the worst documentary, and it is TFW No GF. Could you tell our younger audience?
I believe that means
what it means.
That face when no girlfriend, or that feeling when no girlfriend.
I think it's that feeling when no girlfriend.
You might take it either or. You know. It's like GIF or GIF. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much was a meme documentary about depressed people and Twitter.
Yes.
And taking their emotions to Twitter. And relating to the Wojak meme. Yeah. And
something that has been a thing for like over 5 years.
We came to the conclusion about maybe 15 minutes in that this documentary is meant for older people because they literally have to define
it's like the memes. It's like the most basic history lesson of what 4chan is kind of capable of. Like, I guess that's my biggest gripe of this is that one, they're mainly like Twitter dudes. They're not even like 4chan guys. Like, and also they just like say like, oh yeah, I've been on 4chan and I'm sometimes on the boards. But like, if you really want to know what 4chan is, like they did not even touch.
They were scared.
No.
That's what I was thinking. Like they were just kind of scared.
They did not want to be like,
it.
oh shit, there's some really like questionable things on 4chan all the time.
How I look at it, I think it sounded like they started this in 2017, this documentary, because wasn't there like a 2-year gap that they didn't talk to the people?
Yeah, like they have an update at the end of these dudes.
They started this in 2017. It's like 4 dudes different states, different backgrounds. Yeah. It's like Washington, New York, Texas, and somewhere else, Colorado. And I don't know, I would watch them and they would talk and they'd be depressed. And I wouldn't feel bad for them, and like I kind of felt bad feeling that way, but like
not giving a shit about
not giving a shit because like it's a document. Like in a movie, you can do that because it's a movie. It's fiction. This is real life. So these are really
if a documentary does its job, you would care about the person.
That too, but Connor pointed out like towards the end, he's like there's no progression in this documentary. There's no like especially like at the last like 10 minutes when they go back and see how they're doing after 2 years.
Right.
Oh, like I finally got a job, but like I still hate people. I don't want a girlfriend. I don't want to do anything.
That's the word. Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? Literally, you got a job, awesome, but then you just fucking took 5 steps back. Like, I don't know. I don't feel bad for you. The only, I guess, cool thing is one of the people that they ended up interviewing turned out to be like a viral hit during the Joker.
Yeah, so I guess they hit a home run in terms of that.
To get that
production.
clickbaity.
Yeah, even though it's like touched on for like some text.
Yeah.
That's about it.
So it's
like a...
For me, it's a hard pass. I wouldn't watch it.
I think there's definitely some intrigue in terms of like the psychology and like all these white, it's just white dudes, so it's like, you know, if people are not gonna like gravitate towards, you know, like upset white dudes that like can't get a girlfriend or something like that, so it's like you're going a slippery slope there. But like I'd say the biggest takeaway in terms of a positive I can take from this film is like these guys opening up about, you know, like their feelings. It's like a therapy session, but like these filmmakers are not their therapists. They're not really helping them. They're just listening to their problems. And it's like, I feel like
that's what frustrated me.
They could have just done way more in terms of like creating a narrative with these guys instead of just hearing their problems, you know, like we can't help them while watching. So it's just a frustrating watch. It like, if it didn't feel so normy and such like an old person made it, or like someone that just found out about 4chan was like searching this on Wikipedia.
They're like, wow,
or something.
This is fascinating.
Like, what is 4chan?
This is like groundbreaking.
Is this like Reddit?
Wait, nobody has like done a documentary about this? I'm gonna attempt it.
Wait, what does this meme mean? Let's go to the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, so
a lot of Urban Dictionaries, and like, what was another one? I Know Your Meme was like another source that they use for everything. It's like,
dude, when they defined what an NPC is,
dude,
literally rolled.
I
my
thought
eyes.
the whole movie was gonna be that. Thankfully, it's only like the first like 10 minutes that they did most of that.
I think there's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, it's like, but those aren't like bad. Like the rest of the movie, like every once in a while they'll throw in something, but like, yeah, just like your basic. Like they explain what a normie is. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, hard pass. Yeah. Oh, did you want to give ratings for these? For Selfie, really quick, what would you give it?
Selfie, I'd give it like a...
Oh, yeah, you got grades, numbers, so...
I'd give it like a C-, D+.
C-, yeah, 5 out of 10 for Selfie. And then our second film that we talked about.
Like a D.
A D? I gave it a 2 out of 5, so 4 out of 10. Yeah, so
It's yeah.
My bad. 4 out of 10. No more 5s. My bad. 4 out of 10. From now on, here we go.
We're gonna hop over to our next narrative.
Yes, I watched this at 2:30 a.m. last night.
Yeah, Connor came over last night. We got distracted with a puzzle, and I know Connor was like, "Fuck, dude, I was supposed to watch this movie like 2 hours ago."
Yeah, we were gonna save the last 2 films. One of them being TFW No Girlfriend, and another film that we really enjoyed together. And then I ran out of time to watch this next film at my place. Then I was gonna watch this after Andrew went to bed. It ended up being pretty late because we're working on puzzles. So oh well, it was worth it.
Anyways, that film
found that piece though.
We did. Thank God.
There we go. All right.
Film is Gunpowder Heart.
Mm-hmm.
It is a film about 2 girls.
Guatemala. It's Guatemalan.
Guatemalan. It's about 2 girls who just are having a chill day, and that chill day puts them in a very stressful, awful situation.
Yeah.
And
it comes crashing down pretty quickly.
We see how both of them handle it in different situations.
Yep.
And just how things unfold and how they try to recover. So, I don't want to say obviously what it is, but just in case if you want to watch it.
Right.
But I would say this is just kind of like your middle of the road. Just it's a movie
drama. Yeah.
It's fine. The camera work was okay.
Yeah, nothing spectacular.
Nothing spectacular. But then you look it up, and like pretty much everybody, this is like their first thing like doing. So it's cool that they got to make this.
Yeah. This is definitely like a story that the director wanted to tell. She also wrote it.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
And one thing that's nice, I don't think this will be, if you watch this film after this festival, each movie had a little introduction with a director or a writer or a producer.
That was nice.
So that was just like maybe like a minute intro, so you got to just they gave you the synopsis. But
Right.
yeah, this movie, it's fine. I just don't have much to say because it's just kind of fine.
Right.
Like, I didn't hate it. I
had trouble coming up with stuff to write for my review for this.
Yeah,
so,
it's just kind of middle.
I
of the
didn't
road.
hate it, but I was like,
No,
yeah, it's okay. I'd say the performances are probably the best aspects, and like the narrative, I guess. Like these two women, and like
Yeah, there's definitely one scene that's really hard to watch. Like, pretty much the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
These three characters break into a house, and it's pretty hard to watch. So.
So yeah, there's another hard to watch scene in the first act as well.
You'll find out if you watch it.
But yeah, pretty decent. I hope the director, she makes something down the road. Hopefully, I'd like to see more from her with like a bigger budget.
That'd be cool if she would get the chance.
Yeah. So I mean, the best thing that would come out with this festival is like the few people that are actually really interested are gonna check all these films out. That like these guys are like first films, some of them. So like definitely like get it going.
Yeah, I would just like a C plus, just kind of movie for me. It's just middle of the road. So
yeah, I go 6 out of 10. So like pretty decent.
Yeah,
would recommend.
But we'll just hop over to
next documentary.
The next documentary. This one is English. It's American. Takes place in New York. Right? Yeah, New York. It's called I'm Gonna Make You Love Me.
It's quite a long title.
Quite a mouthful.
Yeah.
But it's a very touching, interesting story.
Very interesting.
A man.
Yes. Born a man.
Becomes a woman.
Yeah, transgender woman. And then
decides he wants to be a man again.
Yeah.
So.
On transition, I think is the proper word. Yeah.
And
I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that.
I loved the story. I loved him. I love.
Oh, he's such a great character.
Yeah,
such a personality.
I
loved watching him.
Who he is, and when he is it Tish? Tish. I love.
I think it's Natalie is the full name he went with.
Yeah,
but they call
Tish
her
was
Tish.
was like her performance.
Yeah, her performance.
Her singing.
Right.
But yeah, when she's Natalie, when she's Tish, and then what's his name in general? Is it Brian?
Brian.
Is it Brian? Yeah.
It's
okay. Or
Brian.
when he's Brian, when he's a kid, or when now in his like 60s, 70s. I think the most up to date was like 2013.
Maybe like 13, 14.
Yeah, it was like the kind of like the last like timestamp. But this movie goes back to like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and
they cover
to like
basically his entire life,
and just the different stages that he goes
up to the point where he decides to change back. So, yeah, I'd say this is my second favorite. Yeah, this is my second favorite personally.
This would be my third favorite.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, what really carries it is that interesting story of a man going into one and untransitioning it back to a man, and like what would cause that, which like I guess that would be like my biggest gripe is they really didn't focus on that aspect of like what all went into it, because that's like a big decision. Like he did a lot of surgeries and
the fact that he went a different route
stuff.
He talked about how like a lot of guys would just do padding, instead he would like do gelatin
or silicone.
Sorry, he would do silicone and like actually inject that into his like breast, into his ass to get that firm body. Like you see pictures cheeks. And you're like that's like, because like men and women have different bodies, and you look at him and you're like, holy shit, like you really like went for it.
You spent thousands of dollars on these surgeries,
and like I don't want to say everything, like there's a lot that goes into it. But I will say the reason why I didn't really enjoy it, I just think that the direction, like the actor,
it's a bit
like
weak.
The director, just and the editor, like they just didn't really know how to.
I don't think they had a focus of what they wanted to try to say with this film.
And I kind of think they just got excited because like there's so much in this. Like this honestly could be a movie.
Right,
like it's very fascinating.
Like this deserves like weight, and like his book would be interested to read.
Yeah, it ties into the book, and that's probably like how they found out, unless they like were just friends with him in general. But because at the end of the movie, he says he's like, like not a lot of us made it, and he's like, I'm kind of like one of the only ones in that period that made it, and that hit me. I was like, damn, like And so like I hope people go and see this because it's very moving, very powerful, and I think people can get something out of it. So I would recommend it, definitely.
Yeah, pretty solid. Like I said, my second favorite of this. Like I would have liked a little more focus and direction from the filmmakers, and just like what are they really trying to achieve with this besides just telling this man's story, which is already interesting. But like with documentary filmmaking, I want to take away something from it, from the experience. Like really like a big chunk. So still really good. I really enjoyed it.
I liked it. I would give it a B.
Okay. 7 out of 10. So pretty good.
So moving on, we have another French narrative film called The Shock of the Future.
Probably the one that we disagree on a little bit more. I mean, this is probably the most we disagree on.
Yeah, this was the most we disagree on. I think we have like a full letter grade difference.
Yeah, most definitely.
And so The Shock of the Future is a narrative story, and this is the main actress is also in Selfie in the like Tinder episode.
Right.
And
she plays the pretty girl that he goes after.
Girl that he should have not gone after. Anyways, that's Selfie.
He learns that mistake.
So pretty much this takes place in the
late
70s. Yeah, I was
78.
I was gonna say like the late 70s, and
I think.
she pretty much is discovering this new music, this techno-y kind of space music,
new instruments and technology as well.
You know, it's all on her own. You know, all this just software that she's doing.
Electronic music. She's trying to get into.
Electronic music, and it's pretty much very confined. It's pretty much in one location the whole movie, besides like the end. And it's just how I took it. It's just kind of her vibing through the day. Yep. And people just kind of sprinkle in, mostly men, sprinkle into her life.
Definitely some vibes.
And they're pushing down on her, stressing her out, being like, you got to do this, you got to do this. Like if you want to be in the music industry, you got to do that. Then you have other friends that are just like, yo, hear this. Like I want you to hear this music. Like this is really cool. Like this could inspire you. And then we get to see just kind of how she handles all of it. And then just kind of like the climax of the movie is not what you would want, but I don't know, like I just when she turned on the first song and when she woke up from the alarm and she put that song on, and I was just I kind of like leaning back, and I was
decent
like,
opener.
I was like, this is a good song. And then
good way to open the film.
I like the music, so talk a little bit because I know you didn't really care for
you're good.
But
this is definitely good. Like it's another one of those films where I'm not gonna, there's not much to like dislike. It's more of a missed opportunity. I feel like it could have been a little bit longer and added some more depth in terms of just like character motivations and just character in general. You don't really get to learn a whole lot about her. She's really just like a musician trying to make it in the field, and the field is not, very, very accepting to women. That's the main takeaway with this. Is very
the main takeaway
feel
is
good. I could fucking do this. So, but I mean, I'd say the direction's pretty good. Like it looks good, and it's all in one.
I would say
one location.
Probably the best looking film out of the narratives.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, Selfie
so.
Was just bland. So
right.
this one.
No, I guess
more
by
cinematic.
default. Yeah, by default.
Yeah.
So Selfie looked like sort of a TV show at times. So, but yeah, I mean, just like it's pretty bland. It was just a little bland to me. Just a little bit more in terms of themes or like just some more stuff to do instead of just repetitive like okay, let me start making music. No, I can't quite figure it out. If I could give up, all right, let me smoke a joint.
Yeah, I can see how that can get repetitive.
Rinse and repeat, so it's like, okay,
But the the original song in here, I turned it on in the car when Connor and I were going out, and I was like, dude, we're going to fucking vibe. This is it.
That's the bop. We're going
to vibe to it. But I would give it about a B as well.
Yeah. But yes, just if it was just a little bit longer and added some more meat to the bone, I would have liked this definitely a lot more. But 5 out of 10, it's closer to a 6. So, like,
sweet
on that fence. So, yeah. Definitely not the worst one by any means. So
you want to know the worst one?
But speaking of the worst one,
so this was the first movie that we watched together last night.
Oh, right. Okay, yes, we did watch 3 movies together.
I mean, disclaimer.
This is we watched this together.
We did not watch this movie.
We watched,
I would say, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30.
I think we hit 30-ish.
We hit 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So the movie's like an hour and a half long.
Because remember, the plot didn't kick in until like 40 minutes.
Dude, was there even a
It was like halfway
plot?
through. And, well, that's when like the shit goes down with the fucking cat.
So
That's
the only
when I
reason
gave
why
up.
this was one of the movies, honestly, if we had to watch this on our own, I probably wouldn't have watched it.
See, I picked, Andrew was like, all right, which ones do you want to watch together? I was like, well, I think I said Cat on the Wall, the first one, because I'm like, Andrew
There's a
loves
cat.
cats,
There's a
and
cat.
I wanted to see his reaction to the cat, because the cat was in the goddamn wall. So,
Anyways,
But
let's just fucking
bad
let's
decision.
just say it. This movie's awful.
yeah. I can't necessarily say it's awful.
I mean,
but-
I can't either. I'm being dramatic. I'm just doing
it's
clickbaity right now.
certainly the worst one of the 7, but there's just nothing. This is like nothing. The movie.
It's literally.
They sometimes poke at doing something, and it comes off really annoying, and then you give up on it.
To me, I think what pissed me off the most is just the careless way of portraying the film. Like, it just doesn't feel like a movie.
Right.
Like, they say it's based on true events.
Oh, there's several shots where you're like, that's not a good shot.
Dude, I would say
could've
like
done better.
90% of this movie is fucking awful shots.
Yeah,
Like,
just
I don't
very
know who the
bland.
cinematographer was. I don't know.
Not the best lighting. It's all
It's
in
all
one
natural
house.
lighting.
Yeah, it's in this
Um,
little apartment sort of place.
And like, I mean, like, but like, I guess the one thing that like I can say, I'm just like, at least they made a movie. At least they can say that they have their
if
film.
They wanted this story to be told.
South by Southwest.
By all means.
But like, I think Connor said it last night. He's like, this was based on true events. Why not just make a documentary?
Yeah.
Because like,
if it's not working narratively,
so literally, we got 30 minutes into
make
the
it
movie.
like it would be like a good documentary short.
Yeah.
Not like a feature documentary, because there's certainly not enough information to do
But
that.
we got like 30 minutes in. I have a puzzle on the coffee table right now. And Connor looks at me. He's like, do you just want to do the puzzle while this movie runs out? And I was like, sure. And so like maybe every 15 minutes we would look up and I'd be like, oh, the cat's still in the wall.
Oh, they're yelling. Okay.
Okay.
Back to what we were doing.
And like, it's not even like, I love overlapping dialogue, like
Yeah.
in classic movies, like in like Bringing Up Baby, stuff like that.
And Noah Baumbach films.
But this
Safdie
is,
Brothers films.
yeah, this is just not it.
No.
It's just people yelling and
There's no likable characters.
Dude,
It's
the song at the end, that song credits.
oh my god! I'm like, turn that fucking shit off, Andrew. That made my ears bleed for like half a second.
I mean, I don't really want to keep talking shit because I don't want to be
No.
negative.
Yeah, it's
But-
just like we're explaining why we stopped watching, basically.
It just wasn't
There's
entertaining.
nothing. There's really not a plot. There wasn't a plot. I'll just say that. And the plot happens about halfway through the film. Like, the film is less than 90 minutes, and it starts around the 40-minute mark.
But it's like not even an interesting
It
plot.
started after the first act. And like, oh, Lord. But yeah, it's
What would
it's-
you grade it?
It's bland. It definitely should have gone back to the drawing board for sure.
Yeah.
And hopefully they get an itch to make something else, make a little bit better. You know, this is your first thing. People don't like Kubrick's first film, so anything's possible.
Hopefully we'll watch it.
Yeah.
You have a grade though?
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
Yeah, that's being nice. That's just like what I took from it in the first half of the movie.
Yeah, no, F. I'm sorry.
Apparently, I don't know. Never mind. I don't want to spoil it. Never mind.
No, don't.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Anyways, it's not a good movie, guys.
Yeah, 3 out of
But
10. What'd you give it?
I'm F pretty
Oh,
much.
F. Okay.
D minus.
Fair
If I'm,
enough. Fair-
you know,
no,
no,
just
D minus.
D
for the
minus
cats.
for being okay. There you go.
For the cat.
The cat dug yourself out of the hole. You're
There you
welcome.
go. If it was a dog, I wouldn't have given a shit. If it was
If it was a
dog,
corgi, it'd be an A. I'm sorry.
but let's end it here on our last film.
Yeah, end it on a good
On a-
taste.
on a
Good note.
solid
note.
And I mean,
Solid note. No pun intended.
To be fair, this film documentary is their last one, both of our favorite. Literally is like blowing all these out of the waters because of
This
the
is
production behind it.
and story, narrative.
My Darling Vivian.
Yes.
Is the documentary told through the daughters, and they're all the sisters of
Vivian and Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash and Vivian, his first wife.
Yes.
And
The wife that no one wants everyone to know about.
And is
Apparently.
portrayed bad. in movies.
Yeah, poorly in the media.
In the media.
The public image of Vivian Cash is not very
So you have never seen Walk the Line?
No, I have watched Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, which we definitely need to watch.
Yeah.
I want to watch that.
Well, you know what? We'll do a double feature. I own Walk the Line,
there you go,
so we'll watch.
Hell yeah,
we'll flip a coin to see which one we watch first.
Hell yeah.
But I've seen Walk the Line, so like I assume you knew about Vivian before.
Yeah, like I knew that he was with someone before, you know.
So,
oh God, what's her name?
June Carter.
This is not a country guy right here. Sorry.
So,
I mean, I love folk music and everything, but whatever.
So pretty much, it's like an hour and a half documentary about Vivian. Not really when she's young. It pretty much starts right when
her and Johnny meet.
They're
like early 20s.
Goes through through her life,
the life and death of
life.
Both Vivian and Johnny. Not as much Johnny, obviously, but
yeah, I'm like obviously he has to be in it.
Yeah,
but it's about her because
and like they touch a lot on like where he was and how often he was at home and stuff like that. Yeah, so,
and
like, some necessary context to these
I will
feelings.
Just say like I shed tears.
I almost got there. Like
I think
the music definitely helped. I'm like, oh boy, this music is so sappy. I'm like, please stop.
I cried I think twice.
Okay.
But it was like towards the end, and I was thinking about my mom and how much I love her.
Oh, yeah. This woman, like, just how it was like a unanimous hate for this woman for no reason.
Dude.
For like the public image, like no reason.
Like you just, it's hard.
What the hell does she do? I know y'all like June, but like, come on, man.
Dude, no, you're gonna hate June in this documentary. They're gonna. It's only like 5 minutes of like what they talk about with her.
Right.
But in those 5 minutes, you're gonna be like, "Wow, June, you should shut the fuck up because you're ruining Vivian's life."
June, please, just let your husband talk about his own damn children.
It's so nice that all the sisters.
Yep, four sisters
to talk about it, wanted to express their feelings about this.
Oh yeah, they're completely like real and authentic about their emotions about everything too.
My like overall consent is they don't hate their dad.
No.
They called him dad throughout the whole thing. They were like dad this, dad that, like referencing him in the past.
The oldest is probably closest to him because she had a music career.
Yeah, she had the music career. But like they don't like there's definitely one moment where they wish something could have happened. And I think that definitely should have happened, and that could have had a lot of ease on some of the situations.
Right.
I like 100% recommend this documentary.
Oh yeah. Once this comes out, if it comes out on anything,
like I could see
even in theaters.
Yeah, like this could do stuff. I think like this could get big.
The daughters mention like to the filmmakers, thank you for doing this. You
like,
know?
dude, Vivian had a book
necessary
that like nobody knew about.
Yeah,
like it's
no one, like, it did not sell well, and no one talked about it. No one really reviewed it, you know.
So I mean, if you love Johnny Cash, you're not gonna hate him for this.
No, I mean most of the blame's not on him, and like he was absent, and he like pretty much cheated on her, but
it's just it's just kind of, I don't want to sound awful, but it's just kind of that lifestyle, the style of becoming. There's a point of being like famous, and then there's a point of being like the fucking top.
Right.
And like at that
he's
point,
easily one of the biggest
it was like
musical
him,
acts.
and it was like Elvis, like these people, and like Bob Dylan was referenced in it. Like it was just these people that were like at the top of the top.
Yeah, early 60s.
Who were breaking grounds. Yeah. And so like he had his own show. Like that's how big he was. Like music, so I don't bring fault into him. But like literally Vivian like is a victim throughout the entire thing. Like she did not do a single thing wrong. So
and you only hear her once in the whole film.
I love that. It was really nice.
But like that goes off of like her not wanting to, be in front of a camera, listen, like heard from, with a microphone basically. So
that's how you
adds on to the narrative. Like that's probably why people thought she was a snobby person that never wanted to be out in public.
Yeah, I don't think we're really spoiling anything. No. But there's definitely a moment where the newspapers fucked up.
In a specific area in this country,
so
to be exact.
I highly recommend watching it. It's really good.
Yeah, please.
I would say
somehow this comes out before the end of the 6th.
I will say there is like a little bit in the middle. I felt dragged on a little bit, and I was like, okay, we get it. Let's move on to the next chapter.
Basically, when they like settled down at their new house.
I think so.
You know?
I just thought I was like, okay, I get it. Like, you know, Johnny Cash is being an asshole.
He's not here.
Like, let's just get on to
Let's
get on to the 80s, pretty much.
Right.
I think they really stuck in the 70s, obviously, because a lot happened in like 5 years.
Right.
But I would give it an A. So,
An A.
I really liked it.
8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Pretty good. It was a 7, but like that last 15, 20 minutes was pretty strong.
It
So I'm
wraps
like,
it
all
up.
right.
So
Like a lot of heavy hitting stuff towards the end, like at the end of their lives, like really, like damn.
So I mean, overall,
This will probably be a tearjerker for most.
Especially like if you love Johnny Cash or if you just fucking love your mom.
This won't make you hate Johnny Cash,
No,
but
won't.
it'll just make you like reconsider his life and his personal life a little bit more.
But overall, like I think it's 3 hits, 4 misses. That's good for me.
Yeah.
So
Not bad.
it's not bad. It was a lot of fun watching them.
Yeah,
And we got to watch watch 2 out of the. I mean, we technically watched 3.
Yeah,
but
2.5.
2.5.
2.5.
But yeah, I had a lot of fun. So
Did you wanna rank them really quick?
Whew, okay.
Yeah, we have a reference point.
Okay.
You want to start from the bottom?
Yeah, if I want to start from the bottom.
All right, come on. Cat in the wall.
Cat on the wall, both of us.
Unanimous.
I would say TFW, no GF
Same
would
here.
be
Second to worst.
6.
So that'd be 6th, yeah. Fifth.
5th would be Selfie.
5th would be Selfie for me.
I would say 4th would be Gunpowder.
4th will be Shock of the Future for me.
Honestly,
So
this is probably
that's
gonna be
like the only
this is gonna be
thing
our
we
flip.
disagree on.
What number are we on? 3rd?
3rd.
3rd would be no, honestly, we'll probably flip it a little bit more. I'm Gonna Make You Love Me.
All right. 3rd is a Gunpowder Heart.
And then
For me.
2nd is The Shock of the Future.
2nd is I'm Gonna Make You Love Me.
And then My Darling Vivian
Then
first.
My Darling Vivian.
So
Come
hopefully
on.
that wasn't confusing.
That is the festival winner.
That's
for us.
yeah, we
For
win
the
it.
Adam
Adam
The
Evo
Adam Evo Film
Award. There
Festival.
we go.
There you go. Photoshop whatever you want us holding up. There you go.
So yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I had a blast. This is fun. Like I said, we would have probably never watched these movies. Probably Vivian. Would be
If
the
any,
only
yeah,
one
like
we'd
I would
probably
have
check
never
out.
watched these foreign films.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It was nice experiencing them.
Good for you guys, you filmmakers, taking a shot.
Absolutely.
Because most of them dipped out. They're like, no way, no one's gonna watch my movie in theaters if they watch it on Amazon for a week.
Right.
No one's gonna do that.
But
So, hey, good for you guys. Hopefully you get some deals. Hopefully get some decent moolah on VOD or streaming or in theaters if it comes back. Like if theaters are a thing ever again.
hopefully we'll find out. And
This is the end of the world. I'm sorry, I'm calling it now.
Yeah. It
Anyway.
is. Anyways, guys, this has been Andrew.
This has been Connor.
Peace.
It's been good.